Hi, Linda Sessions here, and welcome to week 2 in computer applications. Going to jump right in here and first talk about some of the questions that I've seen from week 1, and then go and talk about what is going to be happening in week 2. Now, I am always available for you to ask questions. Just send me an email. I will get back to you as soon as I can. Some of the questions that I'm getting are, one is, how soon do you record or do you grade the assignments that we submit? I try to grade the assignments within 7 days of the due date. I don't just sit on my computer and watch for your assignments to get turned in. I do try to get everything graded by Wednesday. That's kind of my internal date that I try to go by. But I do give myself 7 days to get it done, just in case something happens and I get backlogged or something goes on with my computer and I'm not able to get in. So please give me that time frame. You can always reach out and ask questions, and I will answer those questions. I do try to answer my emails within 24 hours. Sometimes it's 48, but I do try to answer my emails fairly quickly. As a student, I always wanted to know where I stood in the class, so I understand that need. So please give me that grace. So let's come into the class and look at some of the things that I've been hearing about, some questions I've been getting. One, it's real tempting for some of you to go right to the calendar that you have in your class and then go to the due date, and then you see all the assignments that are listed. I usually just put all of my assignments due on one day. It's just, even as a student, that's the way I preferred it. And so you can work on assignments during the week and get them finished early, but it just worked better for me. Now, if you want to, in your calendar, say, I'm going to put half of the assignments due on Wednesday, and then I'm going to get the rest of them turned in by Saturday, hey, that's fine. You can do that. What I would rather you not do is just click on these assignments here and then try to, I'm just going to look at this and click on this and go straight to the assignment and try to figure out what I need to do. The majority of the information that you need to know in order to complete your assignment is going to be in the modules. So for like this one, accessing your e-text, I'm getting questions like, where do I find the information on accessing the e-text? How do I find it? What's the course key? So you're going to find all this information in Module 1. So what you need to do is, when you go into your class, first, I would just go to the home, look and see if you have any announcements. I usually will put the date of the announcements on here, or you'll see when it was posted. Then here are all of your modules. Right now, they're all completely open. If that's too much information, like you're overloaded, you can always collapse all. And what this collapse all does is it just shuts the folder. So all you see is what's in those folders. So here's the Start Here folder. And that's where you're going to find the information like the instructor welcome, how to be successful in class, the course syllabus. That's all in the Start Here folder. And if I want to shut that back down, I just have to click on that arrow right there. Your Student Resources tab. Here's where you're going to, again, see how to be successful in your class, as well as logging into Cengage. Now, this document is also in Module 1. If you are using a Mac for this class, Office for Mac is different than the PC version of Office. You're not going to really run into a lot of difficulties with the Excel program. But when we get into Word and PowerPoint, they are different. There are some drop-down menus that they have in the PC version that they do not have in the Mac version. I don't know why. I am not a Mac person. Here are some information once you get into Cengage and into your eText. Come back and read these introductions to the programs for Mac. It will give you some background information on those programs for your Mac computer. Then if you have any issues with Cengage itself, here's the link to the Cengage technical support. And they are pretty good, pretty quick about getting back with you and helping you with the Cengage part of the class. So here's Module 1. It's going to tell you the week dates, and the last date is when assignments are going to be due. I'm going to click on here. This is week 1. I did post this video. I think I posted it a little late. I apologize for that. But this goes over what to do during week 1. So there's a lot of information here in this video. The YouTube playlist. If you click on this, it's going to take you to my YouTube channel. I'm going to click on this link again. And this over here, like this is the fall welcome email that I did, and I just left it in here because there was some different information and students seemed to like it. Here's the fall 24 week 1. Here's the Office web versus the desktop. How do you know if you're doing the online, how to add your name to the info, how to save files. Now I don't have the video in here on accessing Cengage. That is actually in the module. But when you get to week 2, here is a video on how to complete the Excel Module 1 assignment. And I go in and I actually complete the assignment and I talk to you about the different things in Excel that you're being introduced to in that assignment. This Excel Module 2, I am going to be redoing this video. It is the same assignment, but it talks about the Blackboard interface, and we don't use that anymore. We're using Canvas. So I'm going to be updating that early next week just to show, I think I'm going to just take the LMS interface out of it, but it is the same Rivera Engineering assignment that you have in your class. And then here is the time management video that you need to watch during week 2. And then here is some information on how to create that weekly schedule using Excel. So these 4 videos are going to help you complete your assignments in week 2. Okay? They are there to help you. It's a resource for you to help you be successful in the class. And you do have a link to this playlist in every single module. So coming back here into Canvas, I'm going to come back to the modules link, and that's going to take me back to my week 1 module, because that's what I had open. Again, got your basic course information, the quiz that you need to do. All of the quizzes are all open book. Don't be afraid of that. Your discussion board, make sure you go in and introduce yourself. You still need to do the getting to know computers quiz. Create your folder. Now, accessing the eText, this is the one I'm getting a lot of questions about. Come in here and look into this logging into Cengage. here are the steps. You're going to click on that e-text link, and I wish I could show you what it looked like, but from an instructor's point of view, I can't. But when you click on that, reading the Excel 1 file, that using this course link to access Cengage, it's going to bring up this Cengage here. And you're going to click on this Create Account right down here. It's not going to be your WSU Tech username and email. You've got to create a Cengage account. Now, if you already have a Cengage account, just put that information in there. But if you don't, you're going to create an account. You're going to then, it's going to open up this account here. It's going to ask you for an email. You can use your WSU Tech email if you like, or you can use your personal email. What is remember is that the email that you put in here is going to become your username for Cengage. And they are going to be sending you an email that you have to then verify before you can go further. Okay, so you're going to have to make sure it's an email that you have access to as you're doing this, and it's usually pretty quick. Just follow these instructions then. Going to ask for your birth year only, not your whole birth date, but just the year. Institution is WSU Tech, and I think it changed something along here when I was doing this with our class. The time zone. And then after you complete all that, then it's going to send you an account activation to your email. Then just select that link and activate your account. I know I had some students in my face-to-face class. They had to do this like twice for some reason. When you get that email, click on that link that's within your email. Don't try then to just go back to this Cengage sign in here, but click on that link that's actually included in your email to activate your account. Okay. So this is important. Use the links provided in the modules to access the specific chapters and modules. A lot of students were using the BibliU link to go to the textbook, and that was causing some issues. And that's because we also use the SAM to complete some of the assignments starting in week 2, and those aren't included in the BibliU link. The BibliU link is just the textbook. And so that was causing some issues, and then it was asking students to enter some course keys. You don't need to enter a course key for this course. Go in this way, and if you've already done it the other way and it's asking you for a course key, just go back in and redo it like this, and then you shouldn't have any issues. If you do, just send me an email. We can do a Zoom meeting and we can get you in there. So right here is this link to use to create your account in Cengage. Once you have this account created, I'm going to go out of my student view because as an instructor, I can't have a student view and an instructor view in Cengage. But if I come now here to that link to create my account in Cengage, if I click on that link, I'm going to click on that link right there again. It's going to open up a new tab, and it's going to take me straight to this creating a worksheet and chart. Now your screen might look a little different. You might have over here on the left side table of contents or some information, but over here you're going to have your table of contents. Okay, just take a screenshot of this, use the snip and sketch tool that you use for the create a folder. This is what I want a screenshot of. I can also go into the Cengage account for this class and see if you've signed up for it. When you get to Module 2, you're going to be doing Excel 1 and Excel 2. It's not going to be possible for you to read all of the text in all of your classes every single week, and I get that. I love this textbook. It's great. I do not like busy work, so there's nothing in this class that's busy work. But here's what I want you to do with the textbook. I want you to come in here. This is Excel. If you are new to Excel, if you've never used it before, then I want you to come in here. I want you to click on this arrow over here on the left, and I want you to take the time to skim, look through the chapter. If you're not sure what a chart is, click on that. It's going to give you the definition. Click on this arrow again. It's going to show you a little bit more. Hey, here is a real estate budget worksheet. Here's what a pie chart looks like. And just look through this. It's going to let you know what is Excel. What are all of these things that we're working with? Take the time to look through and skim these pages. You don't have to read every single word. Look at the pictures. Look at the words that are in blue. Okay. Up here with these 3 lines, you can go back to the table of contents. If you've used Excel before, read through the table of contents and see if there's something here that's you've never seen before, something that you're new about. Maybe you've never heard about cell styles. Okay, so hey, how do you do it? Click on that and see what it says. Up here, this little icon right here, this little face, this icon will read it to you. So it will, if you can actually download an app for Canvas, so you can actually open up this in Canvas on the app, and you can go to this textbook in your app, and then you can click on this and you can listen to this while you're driving the car. Okay, maybe you can't look at the charts and stuff, but you can hear it and you can listen to it. So take advantage of that if you need to. It's another resource there for you. Up here, you can see now we have 2 tabs open. I'm going to come back to use this link to create my account. I'm going to come back up here. I'm going to go back to the modules. And finishing out Module 1 here, talked a little bit about Module 2. Did you catch that? Using the correct version of Office. Here's a video right here that I made. When you submit your file in Excel, you will be submitting a blank Excel file. And it has to be the file. I will not accept a PDF. It has to be an Excel file. I will open that file and I will go in and I will look to see if you've changed the information in the info tab. And that's how you'll get credit. Now for you Mac users, I don't know where that info tab is. And I haven't had a Mac, user submit a file yet. So again, if you're using a Mac, you're going to have to, you might have to Google some of this stuff. You might have to do YouTube. We might have to have some Zoom meetings and do some research together to answer some of those questions. But I know they are working on some the remote access to the school. And as soon as they get that up and running, then, man, I will be the first to shout it from the rooftops, because that will help you with this class. Now, in week 2, we're looking at Excel. There's an overview here. Here's already talked about the videos, already talked about the textbook. Once you've read through the textbook, then here is the assignment. So, creating and submitting an assignment in SAM is a little bit different. I will create a longer video on Monday and post it about in how to submit your assignment in SAM. But here's a real quick, brief run through here. I think I go over it in actually the assignments itself. But when you click on the assignment, it's going to be open up in Cengage. If you're not sure how to complete a SAM project, here's a video right here. Do you have the right version of Microsoft Office? You've got to have the desktop version. The web version is not going to work. Here's some common mistakes that are going to affect your grade. And here's some other information here if you need it. Okay. You do have 3 attempts for this assignment. Anything that you do with the SAM projects, 3 times. Now you're going to click on the Start Here button. And you have 3 steps. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to download the files. In Excel, you're going to download 2 files, the instructions and the starter file. Then you're going to take that starter file and you are going to modify it based on the instructions. And that's what I go over in those videos. Once you have it completed, then you're going to upload those files back here in SAM. Now, you have to have the correct file name. So when you open the starter file, it's going to have your name on it, followed by a 1. When you save that file, and you're going to do a save a copy or save as, depending upon your program, you're going to take that 1 that's right there after your name, and you're going to change that 1 to a 2. That's all you need to do. Now, if you've downloaded your starter file a couple of times, that 1 might change. It might have a 1 parentheses 1 close parentheses, and that's because you've downloaded a copy. Then you want to get rid of those parentheses as well. Your expected file name just has the 2. You do have to close your file before you can submit it. So what you're going to do is you're going to upload that file to SAM. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to get a old file I have that I've done here, and it's probably not going to like it very well. So I have the right file name, but it's detected that this is not the starter file for this project. The starter file is your starter file. It is associated with you. So you can't use somebody else's file and just change and put your name on it. It's got some stuff in the background, and it's going to give me an error and let me know, hey, somebody submitted a file, but it was not the one that was with their project. So your instructor may reject it. So since I still have the right file name, I can still submit it for a grade. Okay, but as an instructor, I would get a report that says that this one had some problems. Once you have it submitted for a grade, then you're going to get a summary report. And this is really important. You're going to click on the summary report. It's going to download to your computer. Mine downloads up here to the upper right corner. Look at this report. It's going to tell you what your score is. So I got a 0 out of 50. Okay, it's not a good score. I need to look at this report. Anything that's in red is what I did wrong. I want to go back, open up that file that I submitted, look at the graded report and make changes resave it, and go back to the assignment in Canvas and resubmit it for a higher grade. You can do that 3 times. I can go back in, I can make the changes to the document, and I can change the 0 to a 50 just by going back in, reading these, taking the time, step by step, and resubmitting it. And you can resubmit it 3 times. So you can improve your grade. So you can do that on any of the SAM projects. So you're going to come back here to the modules. Here in week 2, you've got SAM end of module project 1, and then you've got your reading for module 2 and into module 2. So you got 2 SAM projects, and you can do each one of those 3 times and submit it. I've had students get full points just because they take the time to go back and redo them and resubmit them. And I've had students that have not taken the time to do that, and it's made a difference in a letter grade in the class just because they didn't go back and take the time to do this. And you have to go back and take the time to redo it before the due date. The other part of the work this week is time management. So take the time to watch this time management presentation video that I've put together. It talks about some tips on what you can do to improve your time management. I review this myself every semester because, well, I'm human. I kind of mess up sometimes too. Then I want you to create a time management spreadsheet in Excel. So you're going to open up a blank Excel spreadsheet, and you are going to create your own personal time management. Make sure you pay attention to the details because that's how I will grade it. Then you have a quiz over Excel 1 and 2. Those quiz questions are taken from your readings here in Excel 1 and Excel 2. Remember that quizzes are open book, or you can also Google. It is worth 20 points, and you can only take it 1 time. So that's a recap of some of the questions I've had from week 1. Going into week 2, I am here to answer any questions. One thing I will be doing later on tonight is sending out reminders. So if there are some of the week 1 assignments that you haven't submitted yet, I don't have a posting in the gradebook from you for that assignment yet. You'll be getting a reminder from me, and that's just what it is. It's just letting you know, hey, there's an assignment due tomorrow and you haven't submitted it yet. That's all it is. So I'll be sending those out later on today. So try to have a good weekend. Get your week 1 assignments done and turned in, and then get started on week 2. Let me know if you have any questions. Bye.